Serious, what are some unethical life hacks? NSFW. When I worked retail, nothing defective went in the trash until at the mangers were sure it was defective. TV screens were either slashed or broken and all electronics were crushed. It sucked knowing I'd never be able to dumpster dive any of it, but taking a break from customers to go to the back and take out your frustrations on broken merchandise with a sledge was wonderful. Here is kind of a relevant story. I'm in the process of buying a house, and the first house I met my real estate agent at, she was packing a pretty nice looking handgun. Said she had it just in case there were squatters on the property. Every house we went to see after that day, no handgun. Guess I wasn't threatening enough. Obligatory. It's a pretty nice town, but her overall area she works in includes parts of Detroit and Pontiac, so I'm sure she's had some pretty shady clientele in the past. I had not met her previously besides some emails, so it's understandable to want to carry in that situation.
Hey guys, much like you, I love reading people's stories on Ask Reddit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of weird middle school level, just thought experiment type hypotheticals like nice try Baskin Robbins. I don't find this compelling, so that's why I've made it my mission to trawl and crawl through Ask Reddit and find the very best content and put it in your ears. That's why I'm begging you, like and subscribe. If there's anything I can do to help you out, give you the kind of content that you crave to help you get through your workday, let me know in a comment, but please like and subscribe.
Made good money doing this in college off of one guy too lazy to do anything. He'd call me for answers to questions at any hour and I'd pick up, find the answer, call back. 10 per call, 20 if it was after midnight. He always was good for it. The best part is he asked basic shit that I could Google in 10 seconds. Sometimes it was more in depth, but it never took much effort. I love rich dumb kids. Buy all your college textbooks with cash, hold on to the receipt. Go back into bookstore with your receipt, and pick up another copy of all of the textbooks you had bought, then go wait in line. When you get to the register, pull out your receipt and ask if this is where you return books, as you had to fully withdraw from the semester or something. They'll usually say no, and that returns are out in the hall or somewhere else. Politely thank them and walk out with your stolen books, then return them for cash. At the end of the semester, sell the ones you had at home back. You just made money on college textbooks. Edit clarity. Applying for a new loan and have, troubled credit? Dispute the derogatory items with the 3 credit bureaus roughly 45 days before you apply for the loan. The disputed accounts are ignored by the major scoring algorithms, which will give you a boost. If nothing else, the negatives won't be dragging down the score. Eventually, the bad credit will reappear since your disputes will not succeed in getting the information removed from the credit bureau database, but, at least you got that loan. Don't tell them I told you. Well, this got some attention. For the record, yep, totally unethical. And, like many folks are saying, this is only going to work for lenders whose lending criteria, as far as credit is concerned, is solely predicated on the bureau score. For loans that are high dollar value, like mortgages, the lenders are going to be quite a bit more thorough and will investigate credit history in more detail. The more sophisticated the lender, the more sophisticated the lending criteria and rules will be. Some lending systems may even flag the application for higher review just because disputes are found, specifically targeted at folks trying to use this hack. That said, there will be some places that this could work. One commenter mentioned being approved for an apartment after using this cheat. YMMV, as always, I'm just a guy on the internets. Brooklyn-style free parking goes as follows: find someone with a traffic citation on their car window, take it, park wherever the hell you please, put citation on your window. When patrol rolls through, it looks as if you've already been dealt with. I was a victim of this. Didn't know I had an outstanding fine until I got a letter in the mail. I haven't tried this. I'm half asking for feedback, but I think this would work. Just using this as an example, but say you want to buy a gaming mouse from Walmart. It's $80. Your friend goes to Walmart one day and takes a picture of the barcodes of a much cheaper mouse. Hopefully even made by the same company. You go home, the two of you print out stickers of that barcode. Your friend goes back to Walmart, and places the stickers on the boxes of the more expensive gaming mice. Now, you come back a day later. Hell, maybe a few days later. You pick up 2 of those mice. You go to the self-checkout. Scan said items. Even if an employee was watching over your shoulder, they'd see Logitech mouse or whatever it would read out on the screen. It would look correct if they weren't familiar with the price of that item. Even if they did discover the inconsistency, you, the person who purchased the item, Could easily say you had no idea what the price was, or you could say when I rung it up I thought it was on sale or something. Your friend who placed the stickers is also in the clear, because they never took the product off property themselves. As far as I can tell, it would be nearly impossible to get either party in trouble. The worst case scenario would be that they simply ask you to pay the difference. I doubt they would even do that though. And that is even if they discovered the issue. It would mostly look like a consistent transaction on camera. For produce I wouldn't do bulk oats if you're worried about getting caught. Anything in the bulk foods I'll ring up as bulk oats. Just try not to look like the kind of person who'd be up to something, and the worst they'll do is ask you to pay full price for whatever it is. I've gotten caught doing this by one of the more attentive self-checkout cashiers while wearing business casual clothing, and all you have to do is act surprised and offer to fix the mistake and they'll be all, "Oh, it's okay, sir." This kind of thing happens all of the time. Don't worry about it. Just pay more attention next time. 1010 would dress nicely to get cashews for £1. Buy $100 of beer at Walmart or wherever. Hand friend receipt after you buy. Friend returns and fills shopping cart with exact same amount and type of beer. Friend heads straight for door and hands receipt to door greeter who is old and doesn't notice. Double your beer on beer run, buying and returning things. It's amazing how lenient the return policies at various stores can be. In college, I bought a 55 inches LED TV from Sam's Club and kept it in my apartment for 3 months and then returned it at the end of the semester for full money back and no questions asked.
I turned 36 this year and I decided to focus on my physical fitness, so I bought a swim club membership. The only problem was, most of the time when I go swimming, I wind up getting an ear infection. So it turns out that normal earplugs, they kind of irritate your ear canal, they don't really work, they don't keep the water out. But there is an amazing kind of earplug. It's called Mack's Pillow Soft Silicone earplugs that, they feel great, they keep the water out 100%, they're reusable, and they don't irritate your ear canal at all, no issues. If you've ever had a severe ear infection, you don't want to experience that again. It can permanently damage your hearing if you're unlucky. So investing in these earplugs is definitely a good idea. Also, when my baby was crying later this year and I could not get to sleep, I used the same earplugs and they worked great. I was able to sleep right next to a crying baby. So be sure to click my affiliate link and purchase some of these Mack's earplugs today.
Can't write a good job application or CV? Post a job advertisement on those free websites for a position in the area you're interested in entering. Have random people apply to your fake job advertisement and use those CVs to create a master CV for yourself. Browse your local obituaries. Find an old man who's passed away, but make sure there is something along the lines of George leaves behind his loving wife, Midge, of 62 years. With the power of the internet, call up Midge on the phone and ask her about the used car ad she posted. Midge will tell you that she doesn't have a used car for sale. Reassure her that you saw the ad for the car. Midge just might think, maybe I can sell George's old car, it sure will help pay for all these new expenses. You see, George's old car is a nice luxury car, driven with the care and frequency that only an 87-year-old can give. Now you can go buy a practically new luxury car on the cheap. If you are married, and interviewing for a position that requires travel, lose that ring, and watch out for the ring tan line. If you aren't married, and interviewing for a stable job, put on a wedding ring. If you have any close friends with kids, take some pics with them. If anyone questions you about the wife, just start looking like you are going to cry, no one will ask again. Having a family makes you a little less vulnerable to downsizing and gives you some great excuses for missing work. Hungover? Kids sick? Have to go to the hospital because a hooker jammed a clit stim up your ass? Kids sick? On Craigslist or Armslist, or any other classified site, find an item you want, lowball the person from several different emails, then send them a reasonable, but still below asking value, offer at them from your real email. After being lowballed all day, they'll jump at your real offer. Whenever you go to buy a car, the sales guy will always give you that sheet that itemizes the charge and everything on it with the OTD price. That's the sheet that you sign when you agree on the price. What you do is take that sheet, tell them you'll need to think about this. Do whatever you can, but take that sheet with you. Then, scan that sheet into your computer, OCR that shit, change the numbers around to something you want that is reasonable. Make sure your math is right, print it out, bring it to another dealership and negotiate from that fake invoice. If you are meeting someone through Craigslist, ask them for their address first. Then go to Google Maps, and pick a city the same direction, but twice the distance from their address. Tell the person from Craigslist you will meet them halfway, but in actuality they are coming to you, because you live where halfway would be. So I guess this subject ties into a life lesson my grandma taught my mom. Growing up there has always been this big-ass artistic rendition of a map of South America hanging up on our wall. I guess the story of it was that it was originally at some gallery and my grandma just walks up to the goddamn wall, picks it off, and walks out calmly without hesitation. She told my mom that you could do anything as long as it looks like you know what you're doing and nobody will question it. Thankfully I don't see this being nearly as effective in today's world. I should make it clear my last comment was in regard to the specific act of grabbing a painting in a gallery, not so much the larger premise because that's still obviously effective. I'm surprised nobody said drugs, honestly. Want to sleep less? Be more focused? Whatever, there's a drug for it. I've gotten 50 messages saying they aren't unethical. While I think some drug usage should not be illegal, for example using performance-enhancing drugs in an athletic situation is unethical. Building structures aren't as impenetrable as you might think. If a building has a composite shingle roof, you can typically just remove the shingles and cut through the backing underneath, usually plywood. In an unrelated note, alarm systems rarely monitor roofs. Also, if you're in a room with walls made of drywall, you're never really trapped. You can cut through the drywall and go through the wall itself, if needed. When you buy a laptop or desktop, buy a warranty that includes accidental damage. Near the end of the warranty term, run Linpack or Furmark and block the exhaust vent. Leave it like that for a few hours and you'll get irreparable hardware damage. File a warranty claim and get a new laptop. The best part is there's no evidence of hardware tampering because you never even open the case.
This year, like I said, I'm having a midlife crisis. I've started a YouTube channel and I'm on a big health kick. One thing that I found is very easy to eat, very easy to prepare, is I heat up chickpeas with chicken broth and tikka masala. And there are two schools of thought about how you should eat beans. Some people believe you should buy the dry beans and soak them, but I tried that and it was a disaster. So I buy canned beans every time. And if I'm opening like 2 cans a day to be on this diet, it is a massive pain in the ass if the can has this jagged metal edge. I'm worried if like little bits of metal are getting into my food and going to slice up my intestines. So I found this special can opener that actually opens the can in a way that is completely safe, no metal's getting in your food, and is 1,000 times better than any other can opener I've ever used. So if you wind up, opening a lot of cans for whatever reason, maybe you've got a cat or something, you must buy this can opener from my affiliate link.
It still very much is. The terminology for it is social engineering, or exploiting the inherent trust between two humans. For example, an orange safety vest will give you all of the credentials you will ever need. They actually had a theft at a Walmart where 3 guys in safety vests walked in and started taking TVs off the wall. It was a normal occurrence. Corporate sends guys down to take down the old demos and put up the new so no one even bothered to ask. Lo and behold, these guys weren't related to Walmart at all, they just stole like 6 of the demos right off the wall. Want to go somewhere that says you can't? Put on an orange safety vest and walk like you know what you're doing. People will let you in. If you get caught, just say you're a new contractor and you have a job here. You're trying to find the rest of the contractors, but are just lost as hell. There are a staggering number of outfits that you can put on that give you inherent respect. Construction worker, postman's outfit, scrubs, available very cheap, the exact same ones doctors wear, lost tourist, FNG, etc. If you ever want to get in somewhere that has badge access, just make a fake badge. When you want in a door, say that you requested access to more doors and the fucking security guys must have broken your access entirely. Of course you just need through this door to get to your desk so you can call them. This stuff still works wonders, people are dumb. This is why so many places have such strict policies. For instance, in data centers, you are generally not going to be able to use that badge trick. They're very, very strict that everyone needs to swipe their badge, no exceptions. Put an ad in Craigslist for road maintenance workers for hire, promising an excellent, but believable hourly wage for the area. Request that the recruits wait near a bank, right at the time you intend to rob the bank. Instruct the recruits to wear yellow vests, safety goggles, and a respirator mask, and preferably a blue shirt. Show up in the same attire and execute your robbery and getaway with the help of your friendly job-seeking decoys. BTW, it's been done. Unethicallifehacks.com. Some that stand out to me. Buy a 10 Visa gift card, spend the money, then use the card for anything that doesn't require immediate authorization. Since so many have asked. Some bars don't require immediate authorization to start a tab, you just need to give them a card. Then instead of closing your tab, just walk out at the end of the night. Don't want to lose your luggage at the airport? Buy a starting gun and put it in your bags. Explain you are attending a track and field match and you have a gun in your luggage. The airline will go to great lengths to secure and track your luggage. When buying something on Craigslist, search the same item in a faraway location. List it in your local area for much lower. Then inquire about the original item with a much lower price than they asked, claiming someone else is selling something very similar for much cheaper. Get into some areas for free. Hold your phone up to your face and talk loudly saying you left your purse near X. Okay, I'm on my way. Post fake job ads on Craigslist for positions you are interested in. Review all the resumes that get submitted and make sure yours stands out from the crowd. If you ever go to a country concert, wear something that implies you are in the military. You won't buy a single drink all night. If you ever kill someone, bury a dead deer 5 feet above the body. Any sniffing hounds or searchers will ignore the corpse after unearthing it. Pro tip: make sure you're comfortable delivering a job performance that your CV's stated skills and experience imply. There's no faster road to losing all credibility than having people suggest you lied on your resume. Source: I've seen this happen more than I would reasonably expect. I don't get why boarding early is a thing. I want to spend as little time as possible cramped up on an airplane. I always have a reserved seat when I fly and my carry-on fits under the seat fine, so I don't have any need for overhead bins. I have had instances where someone else was sitting in my seat and I've either had to ask them to move or to switch seats with them, but it's never been a big deal.
This year, like I said, I'm having a midlife crisis. I've started a YouTube channel and I'm on a big health kick. One thing that I found is very easy to eat, very easy to prepare, is I heat up chickpeas with chicken broth and tikka masala. And there are two schools of thought about how you should eat beans. Some people believe you should buy the dry beans and soak them, but I tried that and it was a disaster. So I buy canned beans every time. And if I'm opening like 2 cans a day to be on this diet, it is a massive pain in the ass if the can has this jagged metal edge. You know, I'm worried if like little bits of metal are getting into my food, I'm going to slice up my intestines. So I found this special can opener that actually opens the can in a way that is completely safe, no metal's getting in your food, and it is 1,000 times better than any other can opener I've ever used. So if you wind up, opening a lot of cans for whatever reason, maybe you've got a cat or something, you must buy this can opener from my affiliate link.